said, guys, our goal is that we're going to write chapter 3, keeping in mind that you need to elaborate with concrete details. You guys have just discussed ways that we can make this paragraph better when we look at it. Another problem is pet overpopulation. This is a big issue. This is caused because people do not spay or neuter their pets, which causes the animals to reproduce and the owner does not have extra room for animals. Yeah, this is how animals become strays. People do not always have room for extra animals, so the easiest thing to do would be to abandon them. So, Max, you were saying, what's something they could do to improve on that?
They didn't show. I think that's important.
Okay, so they did talk about why pet abandonment is so. Maybe they did that in their introduction, and I should be clear that.
Please tell Max Blankenship to meet his father in the cafeteria canteen area after school.
Sure.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi.
I can.
Thank you.
Okay. So when we're looking at this is just a supporting paragraph. So what could they have added in here though that we've talked about that you need to add in your writing to make it sound more? Okay, extra details, quotes. We could have added a quote from sound evidence. This is what is called airy words. Max, eyes up here. Put that away. Ashley, I'm over here, honey. Airy words. A lot of you, when you're writing, you're just saying, so example, if it's about bullying. Bullying is not very nice. People do this every day at my school and blah, 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 blah. Like that, you're just talking randomly, rattling on and on about your topic. That is not what you are to be doing. You're to be giving facts, concrete details. You do not need a quote in every single one of your paragraphs. You don't need a quote in every single one of your paragraphs. It's going to get redundant, okay? But these are the kinds of things I should be seeing within your paragraphs, okay? If we take a look at stories, you can kind of story tell how things are going. You can give explanations of things, descriptions, quotes. Don't give a quote in every paragraph, but in your chapter book, I should see about 2 or 3 quotes in your chapter book. Facts, examples, and definitions. If people don't understand like a place or a person, you have to explain who those people and places are, okay? You need to give your readers information about that. Let me show you. This is actually Elizabeth's. You guys remember Elizabeth? This was her paper, a supporting paragraph on bullying. And I want you to notice how well she uses not just her punctuation, okay, to make a point. She uses her quote, how she introduces the quote, and then she also comes out of the quote. She just doesn't say, this quote is significant because, or this quote is important because. She uses a unique transition. Clearly, the prime targets. She talks about why she uses the quote with a different type of transition. So let me read this to you. You can also hear her voice in it. It's not just, mama, boring, like this is the facts about this stuff. She makes you think about the topic at hand. So this is hers on bullying. It says, teen activists like Molly Burke are trying to raise awareness about the fact that your child or your student may be bullied. When she was young, Molly was bullied due to the fact that she had a disability. She was blind. People that called themselves friends harassed her. She told her teacher, but she didn't take her seriously. Her brother found searches on the internet on how to kill herself. As a result, she wasn't even allowed to close her bedroom door. Then the friends she trusted left her helpless at the edge of the woods. If only her teacher had believed her. According to NoBullying.com, bully victims may wear glasses, be less popular, be over or underweight, be of a different race or religion, be from a different socioeconomic background, or have a disability. Here's how she comes out of her quote. Clearly, the prime targets for bullies are people that are different or stand out. But being different is good. It's what makes you who you are. So the parts she added in there, that's her voice. A lot of you guys, and I do not want to see this, you're just copying and pasting from the internet and putting quotes around it. Not okay. That's not what you're doing. She has one quote in here, but the rest is she's summarizing the story. She's giving some background information. She didn't just say, Molly Burke was bullied as a kid. She tells us who Molly Burke is. She gives us that background information. So make sure, if you are copying and pasting, and I've said that that's okay, a short part, your whole paper shouldn't be copied and, not the whole paragraph, shouldn't be copied and pasted. A short section, the most important part that you want to prove your point should be copied and pasted. That's okay. It makes sense to copy and paste rather than retype everything. But make sure you're introducing the quote and ending it. I can tell when 6th graders copy and paste things. a way Google Docs can figure that out for me. So don't copy and paste everything. If your paper is a certain color, when it pops up, it will show, like in the past editing versions, it'll show that this is copied and pasted. So I can check on that. So your paper cannot just be all copied and pasted. All right, one more thing I'm going to say on that note. When you're writing today, move on from chapter 2 and 1. You're starting chapter 3. Don't go back and try to fix chapter 2 and 1. You'll have time to do that later. In chapter 3, choose your words carefully. Use those concrete details I talked about, not just the airy words. You want to make sure you're giving facts. Keep your reader engaged, but also be formal, just like Elizabeth did. Define those people, terms, and places that your readers may not know with using parenthetical explanations, or you can use those commas we talked about. And then move into the quote, introduce it, say the quote, and then move out of the quote in a unique way, not monotonously. The final thing, I think I already said that, but you are wondering maybe what your chapter should be. The anchor charts in the back of the room show you that you need to have an intro, supporting paragraphs, and conclusion in every single one of your chapters. But your chapter could be types of whatever it is, bullying or environmental issues, organizations that help, people who made an impact. Maybe you want to do famous people. Maybe your box and bullets are, or your thesis would be, there are many famous people who have helped with this cause, such as, I don't know, Taylor Swift, and you fill in the blank, okay? You could do the history about bullying. You could say, maybe not the history of bullying, because it's always been around, but maybe the history of pollution, or the history of e-waste and things that we're studying with that. Problems and solutions we talked about. You could do a cause and effect chapter. You could do interesting facts. You could have an intro about that, tell all your interesting facts, and then conclude it and wrap it up. Okay, but it's your choice. What do you want your third chapter to look like? As long as it stays on the topic of teen activism and whatever your thing is that you are trying to promote or make people aware about. Okay, so